Want help to grow your business? Download BRiN, the world's first business advisor in your pocket. To find out more, visit BRiN.ai or search the App Store today.
G'day and welcome to How I Doubled. I'm your host, Owen Matheson. I'm here with Maria Russo, the founder and co-director of Dance Fever Multisports, which started with just 2 people and has grown to a national organisation of over 60 people. Well done, Maria.
Thank you, Owen.
So before we go to the business and how that all started and the growth journey, what was life like before that?
Before Dance Fever?
Yeah.
Owen, I was a mum.
Yep.
I married very young, had my children very young. So up until the age of 40, I was a mother at home.
Wow.
And I didn't have any high education, no tertiary education. I finished in year 10. And so, yes, I just was a mother bringing up my children. I did some part-time work. I actually did a few years as a Tupperware dealer.
Why not?
And I did. So it was just very simple part-time work that I did whilst my children were growing up.
Did you have that entrepreneurial bug? Like, was there?
Do you know, I think always deep down inside I had it, but I didn't believe I could do it. I really didn't think I could do it.
Right. So you had that desire, but you weren't going to tell anyone about it. Okay.
Very much so.
So how does that all change?
Well, it probably changed because there was one person who saw something in me, and he persuaded me to take on a role at my boys' very prestigious secondary college. And through that role, I saw many things. And one of it was dealing with students.
Yes.
And the biggest thing that I saw was that our children were, at teenagers, really had no social skills. They, you know, my sons went to a boys' college, and when it came time for a high school social, both the boys and the girls really and truly did not know how to socialise in the way that I thought was acceptable and correct. So this was in the back of my mind every time I see this. And so once my boys finished at the college, sorry, I should backtrack a little bit. I actually ended up employing Chris Milburn, who is my co-director in the company. And I employed Chris to help me do some very big fundraising for the college. And we produced the biggest fashion show in Australia.
Wow. And
we used this as a fundraiser for the college. So it had a cast of 100 people and it was huge. So I employed Chris to do the choreography for me and work with me to put this show together. Now, Chris came to me as a very highly acclaimed ballroom dancer. He was actually 4th in the world. So,
right.
And at the time, when we interviewed for this person to help us with the choreography, I was the only one who thought he was the right person for the job. The other people on my committee didn't think he was, but my gut feeling told me that he was, and I was president of this committee, so I went with my gut, and 20 years later, Chris and I are still business partners and the very best of friends.
That's a great story.
So
coming from that window of opportunity.
Yeah.
So how did it become a business from that point?
Okay, good question. As I said before, I believed that social interaction was just not there. And Chris had just finished his dancing career as a professional and didn't really have a full-time job. So I came up with this idea and said to him, Chris, you need to be in the schools teaching children to dance. What better way
Why not?
of creating and developing social skills for children? It took him 6 months to agree because I believed in that idea. And at first he thought, oh yes, it would work, but never really went ahead with it. So one day out of the blue, he said, do you know what? I think we should do this. And I said, well, no, I think you should do it. I'm not a dancer. I'm a mum. I don't have any other skills, but you should do it. And then Chris said to me, I can do the dancing, I can teach this, but I have no idea how to start this company. So that's where my skills did come into it, because I believed in this. I really believed this was needed, and I believed it would work. And if I believe in something, I can sell it. I can sell it. So I agreed, and I said to him, well, look, I'll help you out for a couple of months to help you get going. And then from there, 18 years later, I'm still sitting here.
Still helping out.
Still helping out, yes.
So what was it like, so in terms of that whole process, starting a business?
Hard.
Yeah.
Hard. How do you convince principals they need this?
Yeah.
So all I did was I got on the phone. Yes, I got on the phone and I rang 2 schools in my area, and I thought, come on, just do it. Because one thing, to get a principal on the phone to speak to you, to get past their school secretary.
The gatekeeper.
It's, yes, very difficult.
They mean well.
Yeah, but I've learned how to do it.
Yeah.
I've learned my tricks.
Yeah.
So eventually I did get onto 2 of them.
Yes.
And the first one, as soon as I told her what I was ringing about, she stopped and it was quiet. And I thought, oh, okay. Then she said, do you know, I think you're absolutely correct. I'll try it. I nearly fell off my chair.
You just need one.
I needed that one. And the rest is history.
And where does it go from there? So now all of a sudden you've got someone interested.
Yes.
You've got to do the pitch. You've got to come up with what problem you're solving.
So what happened then was we started with doing after-school classes.
Okay. Yep.
Didn't work.
Right.
Because the children that needed to be there weren't there. Okay. It was all girls coming, boys weren't coming.
Right.
So I quickly scrapped that idea and said, no, we need to make this part of the school curriculum. And so from there, schools, if they said to me, we only want to do it after school, I would explain that, in my opinion, it wasn't going to work. And they then agreed with me. And we developed a program and we started it, 2 people. And look, Chris became the dance, I became the fever. That's exactly how it was.
I love it. Bringing the fever.
I bluffed. I was in every class with Chris.
Yeah.
I bluffed my way through it. I was no dancer, but I learnt. And it became very much, Chris was the wow factor in the classroom.
Yep.
He had those children mesmerised.
Yeah, wow.
And he had the boys wanting to dance.
Wow. That's a big call.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I became the nurturer. I was the mum.
Yeah.
I became the nurturer. I was the one there that, was there for the special needs children or children who didn't feel comfortable. And that was the part that I loved. But the thing that we quickly learned was that was the secret to this. We had to have the wow and we had to have the nurturer.
Yes.
So to this day, we have kept that same model of having a male and a female in every class.
Such a big need out there, isn't there? Healthy
Absolutely.
role models for
Absolutely. We have to have the right role models, in particular for boys.
Yeah.
Boys need to know it's okay to dance.
Yeah.
It's a sociably acceptable thing to do. And the interesting thing was, as we went along, we learnt that the boys were the ones that were by far the biggest winners in our work, by far.
The transformation that...
Absolutely. Their confidence, their self-esteem. Once they realised they could do it, it actually became so much fun. But the big thing, of course, was the social interaction. Boys and girls will always say, no, we don't want to touch hands, we don't want to look at each other. But secretly, of course, they do.
Of course they do.
Of course they do.
There's things going on which are compelling them to. Yeah.
So from there, schools very quickly saw the transformation because we were doing a 10-week program.
Yes.
And from week 1 to week 10, the end result was staggering. The transformation was ridiculous.
You're watching How I Doubled. I'm your host, Owen Matheson. My special guest today is Maria Russo, the founder and co-director of Dance Fever Multisports. Coming up next, we're going to talk to Maria about how that business took shape and how it became a national player here in Australia.
To continue enjoying this presentation, download BRiN, the world's first business advisor in your pocket. To find out more, visit BRiN.ai or search the App Store today.